Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team pick.
Treant Protector.
Radiant team pick. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Legion Commander.
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Hey, there we go.
Reserve
All right.
time.
IsGG going up against Thunderbirds, and the only person who's not currently marked up is on IsGG. That's Flea, in case anyone is curious. But dude, Thunderbirds, I would say probably a little bit of a generous favorite here.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Timber Saw!
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Nice.
Reserve time.
I casted one of their series. It was TCNC balling out of control every game, but sometimes this team just couldn't quite keep up. A couple of careless plays, really. Like, it wasn't really anything glaringly wrong with how they were playing, except for, you know, a hero gets picked off here, a hero gets picked off there, and if you can get one too many pickoffs, then you won't win that game just by goal deficit alone. So definitely got to be careful. But hey, they have Earth Spirit Legion Commander going up against Treant, as well as the Timbersaw. We have heroes picked as well. Don't forget, Earth Spirit's been a long time since we've seen him. Don't mind him with that Legion Commander all too much. It is gonna set IsGG on the more aggressive path. And for Thunderbirds, well, Treant Protector first pick is always reasonable. Timbersaw second, very early considering how late this hero usually goes.
Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining.
Earth Spirit's always been a
5
utility-heavy
seconds
roamer, not really a damage-heavy roamer. Like, look at his skills. It's actually pathetic how much damage these base skills do. And he's going to be a low level, too, so it's not like it's going to be 4. Timbersaw also just... So you see 2 strength heroes on the other side. Timbersaw enters your mind. Thunderbirds deciding to slam pick that one. And it does seem like his matchups should be, for the most part, pretty safe. Now, over towards the mid lane, IzGG are going to lock up one of the stronger mid lane heroes in a vacuum in that Lina. So, though there will be some living armor perhaps to mess with her a bit, you expect Lina to win the lane, especially when you have an Earth Spirit there as well. Who can help the Lina a lot more so than Treant Protector can help his given lane, mid lane, in an aggressive fashion. So, IzGG you would expect to have a pretty dominant Lina performance here, but it is going to be a lot of tanky heroes on the Thunderbird side, and that Timbersaw and the Treant Protector. Now Disruptor picked up as well. Silent Circle going to be pretty devastating versus that Lina and the Earth Spirit. And of course that Glimpse, man. Glimpse is... It's so easy to underestimate what you can do with the Glimpse.
Dazzle.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Invoker.
Radiant team back.
Not too bad either. I was going to throw Puck out there as a difficult hero to gank, but looks like that ship has pretty much sailed. Invoker is going to have a little bit of difficulty landing Sun Strikes if that's ever really going to be a part of his game plan. Thunderbirds are very light in the stun department, and it is definitely a hero that, though he does have a good matchup, a decent matchup 1v1 up against the Lina, gets a lot more rough once the Earth Spirit decides to roll in. So yeah, this Invoker might be in for some tough times. It is going to give Thunderbirds, though, that late game scaling that you may or may not have when you pick up a Timbersaw that early on. Like, you will be very powerful, you'll be able to put out a lot of damage, but that's generally only if you're pretty far ahead, and if the enemy are low on the forms of CC, of which they're not. I mean, they got the duel, they got Earth Spirit and Lina, should be enough to deal with the Timbersaw.
Reserve time. Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
War Chief.
Radiant team pick.
The Stampede, of course, once that becomes a incredible up against the Legion Commander, but this Thunderbirds draft is going to be a very much so mid-game draft for them. They don't want to make it go too late. It's hard to be able to keep up with the Lina and Legion Commander, despite, Centaur, Warrunner, Timbersaw, definitely no slouches. I was going to say, expect IzGG to pick up a little bit more of a heavy hitter in that last pick, and it is going to be a Slark. So Thunderbirds kind of leaning on a little bit of snowball action. They have situationally powerful heroes, but hitting structures, not really their forte. Invoker is only kind of average at it. Timbersaw doesn't really do it that much. Centaur's kind of same thing until it gets really tanky, and then maybe Return is how they're going to do that. But yeah, I'm not really sure if I'm a huge fan in general of the Timbersaw safe lane kind of idea. Seen it work very, very few times, but hey, there's a chance for everything, right?
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Prepare for battle.
I would like it, the playstyle, that is, a lot more if they're able to significantly pressure this Slark. The Earth Spirit, not really a hero that's great in those brawls. Same thing as for the Dazzle, and same thing for the Slark. Like, he is okay when he's on the aggressive, but after that, Sunstrike very early on, second cast, gonna land him to flee. It's pretty sizable damage from the Treant Protector there, but far from lethal. They could definitely abuse the fact that the safe lane of ISGG is not going to be all that strong compared to what Thunderbirds can put up, and Resolution should have no issue whatsoever up against this Legion Commander on top lane, just matchup-wise. It seems like Saxa, for right now, is camping up this top lane as well, but for sure rotations are possible. And even if they don't have Saxa on this bottom lane, you're looking at 2 strength heroes, a ton of right-click damage, against only a Dazzle at range to poke at them, and that is not going to be influential enough to really turn the tide in favor of the ISGG bottom lane. Misery looking for the punch into Rune grab. Moon is going to wander in with the Hoof Stomp available as well, and he's going to grab the Bounty Rune. Can he get out without taking that much damage? Yawar picked up Essence Shift, which is not going to help him right now, but is going to be the right skill to have in this lane where you expect to be trading hits a lot. So we'll see if he's able to leverage that, but for right now, going to be a little bit of extra cash for Moon to grab it. Yeah, Moon got it. And Yawar is now going to be a little bit off. Oh, never mind. Just picking up his Stout Shield now. And with the Poor Man's Shield and with Essence Shift, expect the Slark to be able to trade hits decently without that third range hero here in the Disruptor. Roll in to Moon already. Hoof Stomp level 1. It's fairly costly in the mana department. Centaur be dumb, so he can't really get that many spell casts off. Expect this a lot. A lot of trade hits on this bottom lane, whereas top lane Resolution clearly doesn't need the help versus the Legion Commander. Destroying her health pool, forcing out a really early salve. Moon was at less than half HP, and he went back into the creep wave. I'm not really sure why he did that. I mean, he's tanky, he's a Centaur and everything, but literally at like 40% HP, decided to wander into melee range of Yawar. I'm not really sure what that was, but either way, it's going to be a pretty easy first blood for his GG. Picking a fight with Flea. Gonna get into that, guys. a really stressful bottom lane for the Thunderbirds side. I don't really think the idea of applying pressure in order to, really snowball the Centaur is really going to work at this point, since he just kind of foolishly gave himself up once. Misery's having trouble man-fighting this Earth Spirit, applying pressure to the Slark. In the meantime, we have a mid lane going on as well, where Wii is really struggling a lot up against CCNC. Double edge on your war. Moon gets the kill and then goes down, but if they lose Misery, it's not going to be worth it. Will, in fact, lose the Treant as well. Lots of strength, but only one armor, so many right clicks.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
CCNC definitely putting the screws to Wii, and as we were talking about earlier, the Lina matchup versus the Invoker is fine in a vacuum, and still we haven't really seen all that much from the Earth Spirit, but Wii's sitting at half HP, getting chunked down a little bit more with Earth Spirit right around the corner. Gotta be careful as this Invoker. He's gonna shrine up, as will the Lina, but yeah, this is definitely a dangerous situation for this Invoker to be in. Back to that mid lane. Towards top, speaking of dangerous situations. Man, everyone is just brawling their hearts out in this game already, and I'm impressed that I haven't missed anything, but yeah, someone is randomly gonna die very soon. Mark my words. Yep. It's all my fault, guys. Oh, roll misses. They'll force out a Ghost Walk. Dragon Slave also whiffs. That's fine. Bottom lane now, you are gonna get a Pack Pounce onto Misery. It looks like it was just the Pact actually with the right clicks from Stand King at a range. We'll take down the tree for the up team time. Another pretty free kill on this bottom lane. Resolution playing things really fast and loose with sneaking. Although with another Whirling Death, will chunk down the Legion Commander. Out of mana, therefore no kill. This bottom lane is maybe messing with UR's CS a little bit more than Slark would ordinarily have, but Slark's kind of supplementing that by quite a bit with his assists and gonna give Earth Spirit a couple of kills. The Dazzle as well, getting a lot of extra. This is not really working out great for Thunderbirds here.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Armor, very little, and Fleet's just gonna beat him down. Looking at Yuar on the bottom lane. Back, he's gonna use his pounds, kind of just waste it. Moon's there with the Stomp, Double Edge only level 1. The Leech Seed, well, they have to battle through Grave now. It's survival of the Slark. Sunstrike obviously not available because Invoker's dead, so you are barely gonna squeak out his survival there. And that is a much needed opportunity missed there by the Thunderbird side. Put now 3 heroes in the bottom lane, try to kill Slark, and they don't even get him. Even when Slark kind of whiffs his pounce there, that is going to cost them. Lot of armor up on Resolution. As he runs away, he will start losing some of that armor, but CCNC has a double damage rune. There's the duel. Now let's say Laguna Blade, magic damage is high, and with the right click, get the kill on the Timber Saw. He had a good 15-ish armor when that started, but as you said, CCNC more than willing to wander around once he gets a good rune. Even if he doesn't get the rune, I'm pretty sure they still get the kill. So hero who's had by far the best time on the Thunderbird side now put in the grave. And it's going to give a little bit of time for Weed to recover, and he definitely does need it, but it does seem like if Thunderbird's plan, if that was in fact to just kind of snowball out of control, lock down the map, it's going to be a lot harder now. They're going to look for sneaking over towards top. He will purge off Thunderstrike, try to go for the Disruptor, but gets pulled right back into Resolution and Misery. Lots of damage between these two heroes. They'll take down sneaking as Thunderbirds will get Misery a little bit of blood. And he's gonna turn around with the rock, which will fly right over Flea's head. Still has the cold snap though, and that'll be enough. That's Alacrity on the Invoker as well. 2 Wex, Alacrity, ton of Exhort. So yeah, the right clicks.
This will do nicely.
More fuel for my fire.
Runs into CCNC. Not enough cover in the area to chase after that Lina. They're looking at a little bit of mid action perhaps, but as you said, that Earth Spirit, kind of the double-edged sword of getting that acceleration, means that if you are going to make a little bit of a careless play, you give up a lot of gold, and to the Invoker no less. Like, give that up to Sax, like, give that up to Misery. It's not the end of the world, it's no big deal. Even Moon, it's not really the end of the world, but Misery seems like the only person he actively should avoid when looking to make a little bit of a suicidal play.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's
Misery, he's gonna run to Sneaking and Stand King. There's a duel here. Lots of damage going the way of the Treant, unless he gets a leech seed off beforehand. Just looking to run away. You'll have another Nature's Guys right now, and there's no detection.
Radiant's top tower is under
Alright, well, 3 jukes, I guess. I'm gonna let you do that, man. I'm gonna watch Resolution get dueled up towards top lane. They have a Laguna Blade and they'll chop him down. Sneaking now up to 20 damage on Resolution, who is pushing very aggressively, like behind the tier 1 aggressively, which is kind of par for the course for a Timbersaw, but if you're gonna do that, you have to be very careful about when you decide to retreat. So yeah, he's gonna take another spill here. He's actually sticking towards that Yule's plan. A really good item to have up against the Silence of the Earth Spirit, I suppose. Kind of a counter to the Legion Commander's duel as well. Not bad in that regard. And Slark Pounce, it will have its uses for sure, but as far as pure bulk is concerned, doesn't really give him a lot. So over towards mid, be just fine. Did they just use smoke? Yeah, they just used smoke there, just wasted it. Resolution's going to arrive, but he has no armor. Reactive has to stack up pretty quickly. He'll roll out. Dodge Flea, actually. Throw the Chakram, and we'll be fine despite the kick. Misery now in the middle of the fight does not have no growth, which is really unfortunate. That would have been huge. Build the Magnetize is on everyone. Resolution will fall to it. Moon Meander is going to barrier himself, so he's not going to die to that necessarily, but hits with a Poison Touch. And another kick, and now the duel, and Moon's going to fall. Sneaking gets 30 now total. Thunderbirds kind of half-heartedly make a fight happen over in the mid lane. They're going to look for the Sunstrike on CCNC, get him with the Sunstrike. Lose their tower, so at least they get that Lina kill, but these fights are not going the way of the Dire.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Then the problem arises, who's actually going to be setting up for those kills? Starting fights is not the easiest thing for the Thunderbirds squad, especially since Moon. He did go for a Hood of Defiance, which I like, but as great as Hood is on the Centaur, it still is not a Blink Dagger. So I'm not really sure how they're supposed to start any action. Making smoke plays like this, they're not going to work out this time necessarily, but you know, this is kind of what they have to do. This is kind of what they're going to have to resort to if they're going to look for some easy pickoffs. They do have a good target, though, in sneaking over in the mid lane. And it'll be really awkward now going in, especially since Misery is going to not be invisible under cover of smoke. The ones from SGG are just going to run up to the north, and they should be just fine. In fact, sneaking, going to wander in, gets spotted by Moon, but again, there's no punish here, so it's a little bit of a half-hearted push over in mid. Yawar is presenting himself. He has backup coming in from behind. Glimpse back now for the Slark. Hoof Stomp is there, but he does get his ultimate off. He's going to push him into the Sunstrike, but he's still fine, especially now with the Grave on him, though he does get hit with the Overgrowth. He can't pounce out. Will get out of there. 2 HP. He's fine. In the meantime, Duel on the Treant Protector will take him down, giving more damage to Sneaking in exchange for Stan King, but that's a fine trade for the SGG side. Saxon can teleport out of there, but gets hit with the Laguna Blade. He's not going anywhere. War barely surviving. Team like Thunderbirds really have enough gas in the tank to continue this fight. Resolution was pushing bottom lane the entire time, so at least they get a tower. But still, these engagements just constantly in favor of SGG.
Ill-gotten gains.
Glimpse. Disruptor, don't run in. He has to because of the Glimpse, and that will get them the kill. Not a dual victory, though, so, you know, Glimpse will deny the Legion Commander a little bit of DPS there. But either way, Saxa at least is level 6 now. I mean, at that point, you don't really need to do that much else on the Disruptor. You want that level 7 so you can get another point in Glimpse. And he will get that pretty reliably, but he doesn't really need anything else. But it seems like Saxa's game is going to be changing anytime soon with all this pick-off power. Slark has gone for a Hand of Midas, but immediately after this, once the Shadow Blade comes up, that is just an absolute nightmare as a Disruptor.
Money to burn.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Solution for right now, just hiding. They smoke right on top of Misery. They drop a sentry, they see him, and they miss everything. Misery will get hit with a kick. No, not even that is gonna land. Yeah, I mean, I guess kill possibly denied there by this Treant Protector. To some degree of success for Wee. He's farming with that Hand of Midas. He's pretty happy over bottom lane. Able to farm up a little bit for Moon as well. Slightly closer to that Blink Dagger. Shouldn't have any issue picking it up at this point. In fact, going to sell something for it. So, yeah, Blink Dagger up on the Centaur War Runner. Is this the point in time for Thunderbirds where you're like, alright, we got the Blink Dagger on Centaur. Let's go kill things? Or are you still kind of cautious about that? Well, he's going to kill CNC, so I guess that's answered. Sunstrike is there with the Static Storm. I mean, if Alina kind of wanders into you like that, I guess you go for those kills, but is Thunderbirds really going to be itching for these kills with Centaur Warren with the Blink Dagger, or is it just still not the time yet? maxed out Exhort at this point. Dags on the way. Oh, but I wasn't lying earlier when I said Disruptor v Slark with a Shadow Blade is a nightmare. You'll just do a lot of damage. This is the pounce on resolution, and they're kind of just posturing aggressively right now as GG, baiting them in, and Resolution misses his chain out. Will Yules for a couple seconds. That's going to set up for CCNC to nuke him down. Misery's going to leash down 4, but there's no one else here. Can he escape after this? Yuar is going to land a pounce, and Misery's to fall. Now everyone's on his GG top lane, and well, creep wave coming in. Do they want to push this? No real split push pressure going back the other way, so I don't see a reason why not.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
Well, he's gonna get some soon. Never mind. He doesn't blink far enough. Messes up and blinks onto this small cliffside. So, yeah, I guess no dual damage there. Otherwise, Centaur definitely in a bag if they get the duel off.
Illusion.
Moonmander destroys that Dazzle illusion. Got him. 10 gold or whatever. So, yeah. Great find, but they have to now concern themselves with bottom lane. Where you are sneaking, are presenting in the front, jump in, stomp, only onto the Dazzle. They static storm again, only onto Dazzle, but he slips out of there, so it doesn't hit onto anyone. And now they're stuck in their own field as Moonmander's gonna get nuked down. Jump in from UR. Weezy gonna do a lot of damage in the middle of this fight. He's standing strong as well, but not really able to cast that many spells. As Sneaking is finally gonna get the last hit in, they will lose 2 in exchange for the Slark. That's pretty good, honestly, as long as everyone else from Thunderbirds can back off, and they will do just that. It was not clean, not by any stretch, but the trade, it's not even that great, honestly. But hey, they kill out the Slark. Lose a tower and 2 cores, though. That is a steep price.
I'll take that.
Yeah, pick off into objective plan. Really easy for IsGG to execute at this stage. I mean, Slark, Shadowblade, Blink Dagger, Legion Commander. Lina has a Yule Scepter of her own, so, you know, defensively great. Just get rid of that, the threat of Timbersaw Chakram, you delay the Static Storm, you get rid of that root from the tree, so really an all-purpose defensive item, but also not a terrible offensive item just to lift them up, wait for the LSA timing, and you should not miss those pretty much ever, so they are ready to go with this pickoff plan. Thunderbirds are forced to group up because of that. Really not where they want to be with this type of draft. Wee's still farming really, really well. He's right behind the Lina. Doesn't seem like they have any momentum working for them. Actually, the net worth from Thunderbirds, really not as bad as you would perhaps expect. At least on the heroes, the core heroes.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
We're gonna hold mid lane, keep that in pristine condition thanks to the living armor. Radiant's been doing a pretty good job, I guess, at holding these. All things considered, I mean, given how the pace of the game has been. Well, for ISGG, they're actively not getting kills. They're not going for easy objectives to take, i.e., you know, kill into Roche, kill into tower. So there's more farm time for Thunderbirds, and again, this is not really the ideal situation for their draft to be in. Clark is going to be pretty difficult hero for Thunderbirds to pin down as this game will drag on. But at least they're going to be able to get these kind of big items up, get some more time with these Midases. Treant Protector has his, just recently picked up, as well as, of course, we. So, you know, a couple of Aghanim Scepters, a couple of Bloodstones being thrown around may just mean the difference, at least in the very least, just bulk reason. Just make yourself a little bit tankier versus that duel, versus that Lina combo.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Go away!
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They don't really have the greatest Roche clearing is GG, so it's taking them quite a long time. They'll have the double life. You see Thunderbirds, as soon as they see that kill, they will try to fall back. Living armor onto the Invoker. Not dead just yet. Stackstorm going to give him even more cover, and that'll let him disengage Tornado to further help the cause. As Mumiana jumps into the backline, assassinates Stand King, but it is only a dazzle. Lee jumps in a little bit further. Resolution's going to chain himself out of there. Lee is fine. And for Thunderbirds, that is a fine situation, even though the trade wasn't all that great. They get a tier 2, they get a lot of damage onto this tower. I think ISGG either overestimated the amount of damage they have towards Roche or underestimated how much damage Wee's able to put out as that Invoker. Resolution gonna get jumped over in mid, but Eul Scepter, he'll be fine. Invoker with almost maxed out alacrity is no joke in the pushing department. Lee has a gem. Gems on the ISGG side with a lot of sentries to boot, so they have a little bit more incentive, I guess, against that Treant Protector, but you do have to, as you said, take care of the Slark. Silver Edge, Echo Saber, will get some pretty fast kills, and will die for them really aggressively since he has that double life still. Thunderbirds are starting to bulk up pretty seriously, though. This plate mail, pretty big pickup on the Timber Saw. Going a little bit light versus the magic damage, but magic damage is less of a concern, even from the Lina as the game progresses, so he's in a pretty good spot, and the Stampede, of course, is now agged. Get that terrain walking, but more importantly, get that damage reduction. You are going to run into Wee, pounce onto him. Invoker's going to whip up a Ghost Walk. Should be just fine. In the meantime, Stampede over in the south area. Stomp's going to land into 3 heroes. That's going to get Resolution a lot of time. Field goes up, trapping Sneaking, as everyone's going to Eul's up Resolution, and he'll just leave. CCNC in the front is going to start sieging down on Misery. They do drop a Overgrowth onto 3. CCNC going to BKB out of it, and he will chase forward for the tree, but he doesn't have detection, actually. No, sneaks in one more right click. He gets the kill, and they will fail to kill off Moon. Barely getting out of there with the TP. Ultimately, Spells being used, ultimates being thrown, BKBs being popped, but it's only the Treant Protector to die. And in the meantime, top lane, Wee is there with his double Forge Spirits, forcing someone back. Roll in from Flea, has backup from CCNC, also teleported in. Dual Scepter setup with the LSA and the kick. Super dead Invoker. We'll get him killed off and over towards mid lane Yuar. Looking for Saksa. There's a double hit, destroying the Disruptor's health pool. And he'll fall very easily. Resolution with Moon Meander cannot really take these three heroes because of that Grave. They will lose even more now. 8k advantage for IzGG and they'll take a tower.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's structures are fortified.
Oh, the Jewel. Even with the Yule, still dead, and Timbersaw as well. I think he was broken from the Slark. Yuar is dropping really low, but he has the Grave. First of all, he has the Aegis as well. Sneaking, get right click down by Wee. No one's on top of the Invoker. Someone has to deal with him. Now the Ice Wall does go up. Bloom's back on Flea. Gonna bring him right back to the clutches of Saksa, but it's just Saksa, so he will still be trapped in the tower. Maybe Saksa and the tower can take out Flea. Thunderstrike, right clicks, they get him. Resolution off to the side. Take a Laguna, but does jump down to safety. Relative safety. Yuar is kind of behind him. Saksa will be dropped, and the lead for IzGG is going to be extended. Up to 11k. Wee's doing a truckload of damage, but no one's dealing with this Lina. No one is dealing with the Slark even remotely. Like, Yuar going ham because he knows that he had that double life safety.
Is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Oh, Rezo. DCNC has a double damage rune in a bottle. And with the duel coming in, a lot of damage, and it will be enough to get sneaking a little bit of extra DPS in the future. And in the meantime, whoa, they got another one. Yuar takes down Misery. They do catch him in the Static Storm. EMP with the Ice Wall. Yuar is going to have a Grave right around the corner from Sand King, and he's just going to go to town on Moon. Now looking towards Wee. Gets a bash. Is probably going to fall here, but almost takes down Weehall with the overwhelming odds from sneaking. They'll take him down as well. Saksa, somehow the last person to go down here, and I will say he's going to go down because, well, that's kind of been how this game has been going. Roll in is going to flatten the Disruptor. A full 5-man wipe across the map. Costs them a Slark, but again, a small price to pay for IzGG. They're just winning every single team fight. And with 4 heroes still up, might as well poke at the high ground, see what you can get. You know that Invoker's down for a minute solid. He has no buyback. He used it earlier.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
King has a duel. CCNC has the Laguna Blade. Moon's gonna jump in, immediately get silenced. Does stun CCNC, but for what end? He will get dueled up, and sneaking in the air is gonna win. Moon just suicides. Resolution used the shrine earlier. Misery is camping on one. CCNC right on top of him. I'll say will miss. CCNC kind of awkwardly in the enemy base. Will get bashed up by the Treant. Overgrowth as well. BKB is kind of just being burned through here by CCNC, and glimpse back into a Static Storm. There's still a Glimmer here. There's still some heals, a lot of heals in fact, and Stan King with the Grave just in case. Well, there it is. Just in time, gonna save CCNC. Turns around for an LSA. Let's sneaking, try to kill off Misery. Gets lucky. Press the attack, and it'll BKB pop out and run away. And now Yuar is gonna join the fight. Slark is here, which means the fun is over. Saksa is once again going to get jumped by Flea. He'll get beaten down. Tornado coming in from the side. Tornado right back at you, Misery. He's going to BKB, but that does not protect you up against Duel. 5 heroes beating down on him. He'll fall. Double kill for CCNC. And a 36-11 victory for IzGG. Thunderbirds not really standing much of a chance here in this first game.